Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Josh. Huge thanks to Josh and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Josh reached out asking for a no-budget Rasputin Dreamweaver deck, which is good because Rasputin is on the reserved list and he's almost $150 right now. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Rasputin Dreamweaver is a 6-mana 4/1 legendary human wizard. He enters the battlefield with 7 dream counters on him. We may remove a dream counter to either add a single colorless mana, or prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Rasputin this turn. Rasputin also says that we can put a dream counter on him at the beginning of our upkeep, provided he started our turn untapped. But we can never have more than 7 counters on Rasputin. The most important thing to remember here is that Rasputin enters the battlefield with 7 dream counters. That's right, this is a flicker deck. But we'll need more than exile effects to build a functional commander deck, and for that, we turn to our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard was made famous by their boulders, which now come in these lovely 2-tone boxes, allowing you to show your guild loyalty. Unless you're a filthy Dimir player who is simply disguising their deck, trying to infiltrate and learn the secrets of that most entertaining of guilds, the Rakdos. Find out if your local game store carries the new Ultimate Guard Synergy Boulders, or click on the link down below to get yourself one from Amazon. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. For right now, the schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in the evening. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Flooded Strand, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Marsh Flats, Misty Rainforest, Tundra, Hallowed Fountain, Sea of Clouds, Deserted Beach, Glacial Fortress, Glacial Floodplain, Idyllic Beachfront, Prairie Stream, Adarkar Wastes, Hengegate Pathway, Azorius Chancery, Myriad Landscape, Scavenger Grounds, 6 Plains, and 7 islands make up our land base. Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Vault, Mox Amber, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Progress, Azorius Signet, Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, Decanter of Endless Water, Chromatic Lantern, Solemn Simulacrum, Peregrine Drake, Palancron, and Chromatic Orrery make up our mana ramp for this deck. Muldrifter, Cloudblazer, Archaeomancer, Vanish into Memory, Stroke of Genius, Pull from Tomorrow, Sphinx's Revelation, Mystical Tutor, Blue Sun Zenith, Drowning Dreams, Frantic Search, and Even the Score help us to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. Swords to Plowshares, Teferi Time Raveler, Dovin's Veto, Counterspell, Negate, Mana Drain, Force of Will, Force of Negation, Fierce Guardianship, Generous Gift, Path to Exile, Disenchant, Destroy Evil, Arcane Denial, and An Offer You Can't Refuse allow us to keep our opponents in line. Cyclonic Rift and Farewell both help to clear the board as needed. Eldrazi Displacer, Ephemerate, Displacer Kitten, Deadeye Navigator, Cloud Shift, Momentary Blink, Ghostly Flicker, Essence Flux, Eerie Interlude, Teleportation Circle, Conjurer's Closet, Aether Channeler, Facet Deep Dwelling, Felidar Guardian, Restoration Angel, Panharmonicon, Vesner Shaper Savant, and Release to the Wind make up the core of our deck. Helping our plan, we've also got Extravagant Replication, Court of Vantress, and the new card that is just way too much fun, 3 Blind Mice. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 33 lands, 16 pieces of ramp, and our commander. 12 pieces of card advantage, 15 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Farewell and Scavenger Grounds, 1 Sudden I Win card in Chromatic Orrery. Rasputin Dreamweaver goes infinite with multiple cards in our deck, which means we get infinite mana. For example, Eldrazi Displacer. We remove all 7 counters from Rasputin, spend 3 mana to activate Eldrazi Displacer, then flicker Rasputin, netting us 4 colorless mana. Now, mana is always a good thing, but Chromatic Orrery allows us to use it to cast whatever spell we want. So, we just gain infinite mana, draw through our deck with Pull from Tomorrow or Even the Score, then use Blue Sun Zenith over and over until we deck our opponents. I know that some of you have never played a Flicker deck before, so allow me to explain some of the combos. Ghostly Flicker allows us to exile 2 creatures and then return them. We can tap 5 lands and cast Ghostly Flicker, targeting Archaeomancer and Peregrine Drake. Both of them return to the battlefield, and they each have an End of the Battlefield trigger. Archaeomancer returns Ghostly Flicker to our hand, and Peregrine Drake untaps 5 of our lands. This just netted us 2 mana. We can then repeat this combo an infinite number of times, netting us 2 mana every single time. Once we have enough mana, we can then flicker Archaeomancer and Cloudblazer over and over, drawing our entire deck. The point of a flicker or blink deck is to allow creatures with good End of the Battlefield triggers to enter over and over again. It is a very fun archetype, but mostly for the person playing it. Do you have a blink deck? Which commander did you go with? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There's a new $5 player tier. Joining this tier will give you access to our private Discord, as well as the power to vote on upcoming content. I wish I could make every video that gets suggested to me down in the comments, but there's just never enough time. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Alex, Cookie, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, Pedro, and Aranor. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.